Kasi as I see from your briefing, Yusek, reactive tayo eh. And we do not even react properly dahil we do not know where these hacks are coming from. So, paano natin i-prosecute kung hindi po natin malaman kung saan nanggagaling tong hacks na ito? Kasi kung kayo mismo na nag-implement nito ay marami, hindi nagkakaisa, may problema tayo. Kasi for your information, galing ako sa military at saka police service eh.
We are being infiltrated by foreign nationals, even in our national grid. We all know that the national grid is being controlled by the Chinese people. So the reason why I ask it is because most likely that 11 submarine cable is also being controlled by those people who are connected the country just beside us.
Do we have a national cyber defense plan? Kasi as I see from your briefing, Yusek, reactive tayo eh. And we do not even react properly dahil we do not know where these hacks are coming from. So, paano natin i-prosecute kung hindi po natin malaman kung saan nanggagaling tong hacks na ito?
If I may answer, Your Honor. Sir, we have a national cybersecurity plan. There was an Executive Order 58. I think, but I don't know if just a play of words, Your Honor. But there is also a national defense plan, which is cybersecurity is also mentioned there. No, but I don't know if that's what you're referring to, Your Honor.
That's the problem. Kasi kung kayo mismo na nag-implement nito ay marami, hindi nagkakaisa, may problema tayo. Because we should only have one national cyber defense plan to be implemented by government. Otherwise, shotgun approach tayo. Di po ba? As it is, reactive po tayo eh. Kaya dapat, meron po tayong plano. Now, can I ask questions about submarine fiber optics from the ICT?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, how many fiber optics or submarine fiber optics run through our country?
Run through our
Underwater.
So we have 11 cable landing stations. There are plans for 14. But let me check the number of cables running po. I just don't have that information right now. But
Now, how
I
many
can
of
provide
these
that.
submarine fiber optics are controlled by our country when they pass through Poro Point and Baler of Quezon?
Your Honor, all the cable landing stations are controlled by our
Are you sure?
country. They submit. Yes, sir. They apply for permits.
So if that is the case, then we would know where the hackers are. Kasi ang problema natin, we do not know which country they're coming from, ano yung organization, at saka yung mga tao na gumagawa nito.
Your Honor, with due respect to that, we actually have a list of interested persons of interest, which we share among the executive department, and which we are more than happy to divulge in executive session. It was not included in my report because...
That's why I asked you, can I ask questions about submarine fiber optics? Di ba, tinanong ko muna, can I ask? Kasi kung hindi nyo may divulge sa amin, I will not ask those questions. Di po ba? Eh, sinabi nyo pwede eh. It's very clear. Do you like the one to read the minutes?
I apologize.
Yes. Kasi for your information, galing ako sa military at saka police service eh. So I know when I would ask questions within your jurisdiction at kung po pwede o hindi. Kasi may need to know basis tayo, di po ba? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hindi na po ako magpapatuloy.
Mr. Chair, in addition,
You're willing to divulge in executive session, right? Congressman Akop, pwede ba ipunin muna natin yung lahat ng executive session tapos isang executive session lang tayo just in case of going back and forth? So they will join the executive session, NBI will join also the executive session. Is it okay?
I agree.
In connection,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes,
a bit,
please,
just a bit.
Congressman
Isang
Fernandez.
question lang. In relation to what the good Congressman Akop was asking, he asked about the 11 submarine fiber optic, and you mentioned that it was 11, and you said that it was controlled by us. Who owns it? Us?
Mostly by private consortiums, Your Honor.
Filipinos?
When they enter, Your Honor, they have to have a partnership agreement with a Filipino. So it's either Globe, PLDT, or some other
So in other
cable
words, those
operators.
11 companies
Will have Filipino
Counterparts,
yes, Your Honor.
and mostly are
Well,
what company?
mostly are
from-
PLDT, Your Honor.
Who is,
Consortium, there is also a consortium with Converge and
Yeah,
Globe.
and who is connected with the foreign country, for sure.
That's correct.
So, do you have the liberty to tell us?
Yes, Your Honor. These are public information. I just don't have the list right now, but I can provide a report on the ownership or the consortium that built the current 11 cable landing stations in our country.
Because, Mr. Chairman, that's the problem with our setup. Right now, we are being infiltrated by foreign nationals, even in our national grid. We all know that the national grid is being controlled by the Chinese people. So the reason why I ask it is because most likely that 11 submarine cable is also being controlled by those people who are connected the country just beside us. So we have to find out the different members of that corporations, the SEC registration and everything to find the link. So kasi medyo critical yung submarine optic na yan that passing through our country. If you will notice that 11 submarine cable, yan na nagbubukas papunta sa west and then to the east as well. It's passed through our country, and that's very critical, and that's the reason why we're being hacked so many times. As a matter of fact, if you're going to see all your detections, 811, dumadaan sa atin If you're going to notice under and upper, control tayo sa ilalim. Pagdating naman sa national grid, nako-control din tayo. We are already investigating the involvement of the Chinese nationals in the national. But I hope that we will be taking seriously about this infiltration of those Chinese nationals who are really infiltrating the different corporations. It is a creeping invasion of our country on a different aspect. Not only on our fiber optics, not only on the different grid, but also on the trying to own different properties in this country. We are investigating that under the leadership of, it has been in the news, and it was mentioned by Congressman Ace Barbers. Members of the Coast Guards are volunteers, members of the Chinese elites. So I think we really need to have a executive. We can see the pattern of trying to scatter on different cluster, and probably surrounded na tayo by all the enemies. So tama yung sinasabi na we have to have a comprehensive defense cyber plan. Kung magiging reactionary lamang tayo, talo na tayo. We have to put a lot of budget on the defense. Mr. Chairman, maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Dan Fernandez. Yes, Congressman Akop, before you proceed, I would like to recognize Congressman Benny Abante, our chairperson of the Committee on Human Rights, and I would ask him if he would like to deliver his sponsorship speech for the bill.
Yeah, I'll just have to give way to the other sponsors in a way.
The ICT that they should tell me if the question that I will be asking will not be answered by them because of national security issue. Ano po? You're aware of Republic Act 10844, which mandated the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or the DICT, to formulate and implement the National Cybersecurity Plan In other words, there should only be one national security plan because you are mandated by law to come up with that. Before, it was a 5-year, I think, 2017 to 2022. Now, the plan is from 2023 to 2028. Di po ba? And DICT is supposed to be the implementer of this plan. Would that be correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And this was already issued through Executive Order 58. We
Yes.
already have that plan.
Yes. And the operational arm of this is the CICC.
Can you please identify yourself? And
Yeah, magandang hapon po. Francis Domingo po from University of the Philippines. So, I've been studying our strategies since 2010. So baka po pwede ako mag-share ng, maybe I can share something that is not sensitive because I'm an academic.
yes, please.
So, just to make sense of what we've discussed since February 6, no? I was supposed to be here Feb 6, I couldn't make it. Nakinig po ako sa lahat ng concerns, no? So tama po yung sinabi ni Vice Chair Almario, it's a global trend. What we're experiencing is nothing new, but how we respond to it, I think we need to pinpoint, no? First, ano po yung sources nung attacks. If it's a domestic criminal, so we have mechanisms for that. Yung sinatanong po ni Congressman Acop, yun po yun. If it's foreign, it's a different path that we need to take because we cannot just prosecute. So we have treaties, we have norms, no. So yung tinatanong po ni Congressman Fernandez at Acop, no, that's the concern now. Compromise, human beings, not really technology. So in terms of strategy, if you tingnan niyo po yung dalawang strategy, yung dati po 2017 and this one, this is a step, I would argue, a step in the right direction. It's small steps, pero it is because number one, you are more inclusive. You have DND, DFA, these are the front line in DITC when you have external attacks, no? NBI already mentioned that the sources were external. If it's, again, no, sorry to say China, we can only ask the Chinese embassy or the Chinese government. We cannot prosecute immediately. We have, they're a signatory, I think, to the Budapest Convention, so cybercrime. So the challenge is strategies take time to implement. We are under attack, so we need to, I understand that the urgency, but we need to also understand strategies take time. So maybe aspects of the strategy are working, particularly the coordination aspect. Yun po yung wala dati. Mahirap pong confirm yung coordination, no? But they have a proposal here. Embassies have been asking. I briefed at least a few embassies about the Cyber Fusion Center, which they think is promising. So that's, from a third party, less national security sensitive standpoint, I think there is some small steps towards progress. Thank you.
Yes, Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hindi ba ang operating arm ninyo, insofar as the DICT vis-a-vis cyber security is your CICC or the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center?
Sir, the answer, sir, is no, but if I may be allowed to qualify.
That's provided for by Republic Act 10175 or the Cybercrime Prevention Act.
Which was amended, Your Honor, under Section 5 or 6 of 10448,
Okay.
when the National Computer Emergency Response Team and
Yes,
the development of the National Cybersecurity Plan was transferred to the DICT.
agree.
Now I understand that the cybercrime law of 2012 was actually tackling cybercrime, but actually in the United Nations there is now a differentiation between cybersecurity and cybercrime. In more basic terms, we are more interested, the National Computer Emergency Response Team, which is under the ICT, we are more interested in prevention, in response, in creating that defensive mechanism and that enabling environment for other agencies so that they can defend themselves in cyberspace. While cybercrime is more about prosecution, trying to build the case, etc. Kasi these, not one agency, sir, kasi would be able to handle both. And so we're copying the same model espoused by the United Nations now in the past 3 years, also by the United States, magkaiwalay FBI functions sa CISA functions, etc., Your Honor. So CICC, so therefore, as part of my qualification, Your Honor, and also as provided for by law, the cybersecurity part, which is the response, the defense, and the promulgation and the passing of the Cybersecurity Act, the cybersecurity plan, is with the DICT, but of course CICC is the coordinating arm for all government agencies for cybercrime.
Thank you. Would you agree with me that for the first quarter in 2024, yung cyber attack sa atin rose by 325%?
It increased, Your Honor. I just can't confirm with 325%, but yes, it increased approximately. On top.
And one research groups would say that the 325% number of cyber attacks, the increase, is because of the tension over the country's territorial dispute with China over the West Philippine Sea. Would you agree with that?
Your Honor, may I be excused from answering that question? Maybe it would be. I do not have that correlation as a data on my table, Your Honor.
Thank you. I will not pursue the issue, Yusek. Do you have also a determination of the estimated amount which would cost the world insofar as cybersecurity events are concerned?
There are conflicting reports, Your Honor. The World Economic Forum actually gave a recent report, 2023 December, nasa $2 trillion yata, but they're only quoting cybercrime, which includes ransomware, etc. Hindi pa kasama yung reputational damage, Your Honor. Only quoting from the World Economic Forum.
Cybersecurity ventures state that it would cost the world in 2024 alone $9.5 trillion. Yun po yung mangyayari sa atin because of this phenomenon. Diba? And kagaya ng sabi ko, our cyber intelligence has revealed that in January alone, 2024, 43 cyber incidents or compromise involving government agencies occurred. Multiple compromises in government offices, 10 sa DepEd, 4 sa DILG, 4 sa PNP, at 4 sa Department of Agriculture. Could you confirm that?
No, Your Honor, that doesn't seem to jive with our data. But let me 10 from the. I don't think Your Honor, baka magkaiba lang po ng appreciation of facts because sometimes marami po nagki-claim na nahack nila pero actually they were just recompiling old databases of old compromises. And in our definition, at least in the National Computer Emergency Response Team's definition, we don't count that as an active hack. Marami pong ganon, and we can also share some information. In fact, we have 2 instances just this March who claimed that they attacked again PSA, but it was not true. And also another one who said they also again attacked DOST after the initial attack, which again was not true. Ang ginagawa po nila, kinukuha po nila yung lumang databases. Tapos pinopost po nila claiming na, oh, ito yung database, we hacked it. So maybe that's the discrepancy, Your Honor. But let me check po, and we'll be more than happy to give you a report of our statistics, Your Honor.
Now, having been worked with this shop in the ICT, you have seen yung ano po yung kulang sa ating bansa, di po ba? And do you have recommendations for us to move forward? Do you have?
Yes, Your Honor. The National Cybersecurity Plan under EO 58 implements doable, concrete steps in order to move forward. And we would be more than happy that it's not only technology, but also a lot of trainings required to produce more cybersecurity professionals, not only in the public sector, but also in the private sector. And of course, a critical piece of legislation, the Cybersecurity Act, because right now there is no mandatory reporting mechanism for cybersecurity incidents. And so our intelligence network, etc., including that of all government agencies, rely either on voluntary mechanisms or in detection of already leaked databases or breaches in the dark web. So among other things, Your Honor.
So, don't you think there's a need for a cyber security law?
That's it. Cybersecurity Act.
Yes. So, you see the need for a cyber security law.
Yes, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Chair.